So they really can't see it.
Yep, you're correct.
Yeah. And you can't see it when you're still struggling. You just know that right now I just need to pay this light bill.
Yep.
I ain't got $25 to put away a month.
Oh,
So I hear you, brother.
All right, here we go.
Oh, I got a quick question. Am I allowed to invite people to this, to our weekly meetings? I've got a young guy I'm mentoring that you met, Daryl. Can't hear anything, Daryl. It's just moving. There's no volume.
you're the only one that can hear. You know that? You're the only one that can hear.
What? Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Commercial Multifamily Masterminds. Man, please accept my apologies. I didn't share the sound in the beginning, but I hope the pictures caught your attention because in July of 2023, that's going to be our conference. That's going to be our conference. Our conference is coming up. So welcome to the Commercial Multifamily Mastermind. We're going to continue moving forward. The GOB mission is to seek wow, now I'm tongue-tied, right? The GOB network seeks to democratize commercial real estate, right? By providing mentoring, deal-making assistance, and resources that can help you with your properties to get them across the finish line. Now, I'm doing two things at one time, everyone, so hold tight for a minute. So now what's the purpose of this mastermind group? It is one, to get rid of that competitive mindset. It's to have us to work as a team. It is here where we work with you, the investor, to help you get your deal across the finish line. And by doing that, we provide things for you, investors, seasoned investors, right? We have accredited, non-accredited investors. We have investors at all levels, all right? We have funds that can help you. We have the lender. We have the extended arms. So I want to say we provide you with everything. And as you can see, we are in collaboration. Our mission is the same as the GOB mission, just a little longer in words, right? So the mastermind principle, the coordination of knowledge and effort of two or more people who work toward a definite purpose in the spirit of harmony. We're all here working towards that chief aim, and that is to acquire an asset. And here with the commercial multifamily masterminds and the GOB, we're going to get it done. So let me take this time to introduce to you. Give me 1 second. Okay. So let me take this time to introduce you to the founder of the GOB network, Mr. Jim Biggs.
Thank you, Daryl. Appreciate it. So I think most everyone knows that that we started the GOB network as a member-driven platform to help people get more deals done. Whether you're a new investor that has no clue how to get started, or whether you're a seasoned investor and are just looking for more net worth or liquidity or other pieces that you might be missing from your team. And as an example of that, we are sponsoring a 134 unit deal in Houston with members of the GOB and that are all on the platform in Houston. It is a 506c for accredited investors only, but that's an example of a few guys that started their company. They're all Navy officers, and came to us because they hadn't done any bigger deals. They had quite a number of deals under their belt, had started small and grown exponentially, as we advise a lot of people to do. And when they got to the point that they didn't have enough money, enough network and experience, they came to us and we helped them sponsor that deal. So I just want to use that as an example of what we're trying to do to help everybody that's on the platform. And it's available for anyone. If you're interested, just go visit thegobnetwork.com, and we're extremely proud to be affiliated with Daryl and this meetup and have them as part of the GOB network and one of our founding members. Thank you, Daryl.
All right, thank you, Jim. So I have to get an updated video with Jim on that intro. We're no longer a meetup. We are a mastermind. All right, we are mastermind. So I'd like to take this time to introduce the people that work with us to help us get our deals across the finish line, such as lenders, cost segregation people, all right, such as funding organizations. So starting out from left to right, Mark Gross, take it away.
Sure. Good morning, Daryl. Nice to meet you again. And good morning to everybody. It was good to see so many of you at the GOB event last July in Chicago, and looking forward to seeing you all again next summer. I'm Mark Gross from CSSI. We do cost segregation studies nationwide. I'm located here in Chicago, but I'm working on projects now from Hawaii, California, Texas, Florida, all over the country, all property types. So my information is in the chat. Be happy to provide anybody with a free preliminary analysis for any property nationwide. Thanks, Daryl.
All right, thank you. Next up, Robert Aragona. Please introduce yourself and tell everybody how we work together.
Yes, good morning, Daryl. Thanks for allowing me to speak. Robert Aragona here from New Jersey. Garden State Funding is the name. What I do is commercial finance, helping business owners get access to capital for maybe they have slow paying customers. They're waiting 30 to 60 days. It's killing their cash flow. We get them paid in 24 hours, along with PO funding, equipment, lease finance, and things like that for the business owners. Also, I do the commercial real estate loans and mortgages. Just to give you an example, I put together a 97 unit LOI type term sheet for an investor. So I do everything from your buy and hold to your self storage facilities, all types of commercial properties, put the loans for that. Then the third area I would say, is it's for either if you have stocks, bonds, mutual funds that are publicly traded, I could put a loan and leverage those. You still own them. They're in your brokerage account, and you can do a loan to buy real estate or working capital for your business. So I have my info in the chat, and hopefully we can get together and get your deals to the finish line. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, next up, another family member to help us get these deals across the finish line. Mr. Chris Peters, take it away.
Thanks, Daryl. Good morning, everybody. Chris Peters with StackSource. We are a commercial real estate financing platform. We focus solely on commercial real estate, both investment and owner-occupied properties around the country. We've done deals in about 44 states, about 1.2 billion in financing. Everything from new construction, value add, redevelopment, acquisitions and refis of stabilized properties. About half our business has been multifamily, with the balance being retail, office, industrial, self-storage, gas stations, and other special use properties. Our capital consists of banks, credit unions, life co, agency, debt funds, CMBS, private lenders, REITs, family offices. Capital markets have been pretty crazy lately. So if you guys have any questions on markets in general, or what financing might look like for specific properties, please feel free to reach out. I'll put my info in the chat. Thanks, Daryl.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Is Badri here? Or is there anyone standing in for Badri? Badri Malina from A-Vestor. No? All right, then. Let's continue moving. Okay, so the commercial multifamily masterminds, we have a Facebook page. At the Facebook page, we provide market information, what's going on, questions, like you may have a question on a, you know, I don't know, in reference to a market, or you may need help with an individual or trying to find someone in a particular market. But you could come here and you could talk with us. You could ask questions. Say, I need help with this underwrite. I need help with this, that, or the other. And we will, you know, you could, someone will respond. Now, to get into, they done changed my, let me see. All right. Okay. So to join the mastermind page, come over here. There are 3 questions that needs to be answered. Once you answer the 3 questions, you'll be led into the group. Please answer the 3 questions. Don't skip them, because you will not be allowed then. It'll be a denial. Okay. This is going to be very important for today, because there's something up here that you're going to need. Okay. But if you're not a GOB member, you will come here to the GOB site. And I posted the link inside the chat, gobnetwork.com. And you will click right here where it says register. Okay. And then you will put in your name, last name, phone number, and sponsored by who? Their email. In order to become a GOB member, you must be sponsored by someone. Okay. Now, for today, and I want y'all to hear me, for today, and you could take a picture of this. Put in that email address right there. That's my email address. Okay, and I know you're going to need this. Some of you are going to need that sponsor, and then just complete the rest of the information. Why? Because we have a guest today, and what he's going to do, he's going to be doing an underwrite using Rockval. And Rockval is part of the premium membership of the GOB. And I did post that inside the chat channel. And I'll post it one more time because for those who going to want this information, you're going to need it. Okay. So that would take care of that. Next, if you would like to connect with me on LinkedIn, please do. All right. Send me a request to connect with me and put a little message in the message box about how we met. Okay. Next, and finally, we also have a YouTube page. For those of you who want a copy of today's video, you could come here to the YouTube page and just subscribe, and you will be kept informed of all of our recordings as we post them. All right. So please subscribe. Commercial Multifamily Masterminds. Okay. Owners, brokers, to the owners, listen, I know that you get ready to sell a property. You're looking at it. You're thinking about selling that property, okay? And right now, we have 59 people in here. We would like to take that property off your hands. The GOB has the resources. We have the network, the net worth. We have the liquidity. We have the capability to take that property down. So I'm saying to you, owner, give us that opportunity. Okay, let us take that property down. Broker, I know you got your buyers list. I know about that buyers list because I'm a broker. Okay, I'm a broker, so I know about the buyers list. And when something comes on the market, I'm talking to a seller, I call everybody on that buyers list. Well, as you can see, we have 60 people here, and they're all investors. We are all investors. Okay, so broker, bring that property here to us. The GOB is able to take that property down. All right. And to show you, now Jim Biggs already said they took down one, but we're getting ready to take down 2 more. All right, we're getting ready to take down 2 more. Dayton, Texas. We're closing on that one. So we're still raising capital. We're closing. We got enough so that we could close, but we are still raising capital. We're backfilling so that we get our renovations done. Okay. Also, Springfield, Illinois has is going to be closing pretty soon. So be prepared. The GOB is taking down opportunities. Okay. Is Lacey or Sonia? Oh, Lacey is here. All right. Lacey.
Hello, hello.
All right, Lacey, tell everyone about the ladies. The
Yes.
GOB ladies.
Ladies. Only you know what it's like to be a lady and investing in this world. So we have created a space every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard to meet and combined like minds to get the ish done. Meet us over there on Wednesday. Shoot
All
me
right.
or Sonia a message. Alicia will be down for a little while, but you can get in contact with Sonia and I, and we'll get you set up.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I know she didn't give you a lot of information, but I'm gonna tell you something. The ladies really pulled through on the Dayton deal. The ladies came through. They were raising capital. They showed out. And I want to just say to everyone, please keep my co-partner in your prayers, Miss Alicia Milton. All right. Keep her in your prayers. She's not able to be here today. She got something very important going on with her health, but keep her in your prayers. All right. Okay. So today, you know, it's going to be a little different because we normally do underwriting, right? We always have a deal, and I still have a deal. And if we have enough time afterwards, we're going to run through the deal. Is Kenza here? Kenza Woods?
Yes, I'm
No?
here.
Oh, you're there? Okay, great. So Kenza, can we meet Saturday morning like we did last Saturday to discuss things?
Yes.
Fantastic. I'll send out the invite. Okay, so everyone, let me let you know. We get ready to take down 128 unit building in Texas. Okay, 128 unit building in Texas. We met last Saturday. Kids went out there, toured the property, took pictures. I got in contact with the property manager. I got my numbers back from the property manager. Okay. I'm working in collaboration with insurance. The insurance is coming in so we can get all of this. We are going to take that property down. 128 units in Texas. Okay. So if anyone is interested, let me know. Reach out to me. Okay. So, and I'll put my email address inside the chat. Right there. Okay. So I'm not going to take up a lot of time. I am going to just a few minutes to see who needs help. Because today we have a special guest, Grant Weiss from Rockval. And Grant is going to walk through underwriting using the Rockval system. We're going to take it from beginning to end. Okay, from beginning to end. All right. He got the rent roll. He got the T12. He got what he needs. But before we get started, who needs help?
Me, girl. How you doing? How you guys doing?
All
This
right.
is Reggie. This is Reggie from Atlanta. I need help. Right now we're looking to take down a 296 unit B class property here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a solid B. We looking for a KP. We need a KP. We coming in at about 55 million. So we're looking for a KP and a sponsor as well. If any of you guys are interested, we do have the underwriting. So Daryl, whenever you, after the day or next week, sometime, whenever you get a chance, we definitely would love to present our underwriting because we think this is a solid deal and there's a lot of room to increase rents at least $150 to $200. So,
That was good. I got the KP for you. Connect with me right after this here. I got the KP.
Okay.
Okay. I got the KP. All right. Who else needs help? This is how we do things here with the GOB. Now you're going to be, if you're not a GOB member, you're going to need to join. I'm going to tell you right now. All right. If you're not a GOB member, you got to join. How much does it cost to join? It's free to join. It is. It's free to join. Okay. But but after today, when you see what's going on with Rockval, that's premium membership. That's different. Okay. That's premium. Okay. So who else needs help with something? All right then. So without further ado, Mr. Grant Weiss, you here?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
All right.
How's it going,
How
everybody?
you doing, Grant?
Doing really well. How's everybody doing?
All right, all right. Normally, Grant, what we would do, it's always about underwriting here. And I would bring up the underwrite. We will go through it on the Excel and everything. But I want everyone to be aware of the product that you have, Rockval, that that's in collaboration with the GOB. And I would like for you to show us how it works. If we were to, once we use it, how do we underwrite using Rockval? Uploading the T12, uploading the rent roll. How do we do that so we can see our numbers? Can you help us with that?
For sure. For
All
sure. And
right.
we'll try to make this pretty easy to go through. I don't know if I have screen share permission.
Yes,
I
you do. Yep, you have screen
All
share
right.
capability.
All right, fantastic. Just gonna go off camera. All right, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Yes, yes.
All right, fantastic. So essentially what Rockval's platform is built for is to handle prospecting and data, underwriting, and offering package creation. So basically, if you're looking to prospect different deals, you can come into our platform and say you're looking for multifamily deals in Atlanta. Just because Reggie was there, and that makes probably the most sense. So basically, coming into here, you can basically continuously drill down on which assets, and these are all assets. Essentially, if you're looking for all multi in Atlanta, you can drill down by additional filtering. So if you wanted to only see, say, between 50 and 100 units, you can come in here and you can apply your various filters to find the different properties based on your criteria. You can also search by additional features, such as, if you only wanted to look at properties that maybe haven't transacted in 5 years, you can apply additional filters there, and you can kind of see what hasn't transacted recently to see what potential opportunities are available. You can also see ownership information here. And then I see something on the chat. That's not for me. So additional ownership information, transaction overview, things of that nature. So you can really dive deep into a property's history, and then being able to kind of continue the process of underwriting this deal as well. You can also save this to your prospecting list. So if you wanted to, write a note saying, saving for Daryl, I can go ahead and save that property for later and basically have a reference to the various deals. You also have all this functionality on your mobile phone. So we have an iPhone app and an Android app where you can research all of these properties. And as a platform, we're moving extremely fast right now. We have terabytes and terabytes of data that's available, and with our workflow and our data set, you're looking at, just between some of the institutional data partners we have, any given license to just one of those data partners, in some cases about $20,000 a year, which is quite substantial for most people. So being able to come into here and have access to all of this institutional data with a full underwriting suite, and having the ability to, I'll pull up another example here. Is everybody familiar with CMBS, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
So one of the very interesting things about that, those different agencies, and really the structured debt agencies, is all of those properties have to submit annualized and sometimes quarterly reports. So you have all of this you have all of the operating history on these different assets throughout the entire country that are part of the Fannie Mac, Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, CMBS, and collateralized debt, different markets there. So one of the things that we really like to do and find extremely valuable is, if you're looking up expense margins, for example, for doing your underwriting, you can come in here and look at all these different properties that we have full operating histories for, and look at, what are the operating expenses as a percentage of total revenue? What are the utilities? What are the, what's the CapEx and things of that nature? So being able to really kind of see what's going on in the market when it comes to comparable underwriting for the different performance kind of benchmarks for your operating expenses and things of that nature. So this is really, really powerful data. Again, this is brought in from an institutional data partner called Shrep. Probably they're the industry leader essentially in that space. And again, a license directly with them, you're talking about a substantial fee, just alone. But we have a lot more than that. And what we're doing as well is, our whole thesis is data science and automation. So looking at various properties, and what I just did there was, if you're looking at this subject property, and if you want to look at properties that have transacted within the last year in reference to this property, you can come in here and kind of drill down and kind of look at the various properties that are on market. The other item that I wanted to mention was you have the ability, or as we continuously go forward with this platform and roll out additional feature sets and things of that nature, what we're looking to do is, and this is no substitute for getting the rent roll and going through the motions of underwriting deals yourself, but having the ability to bring all of this live market data into the technology and essentially automate a lot of the assumptions based on where the revenues are, where expenses are, where CapEx and things of that nature. Sure, every property is very unique, but we want to help you get a few steps ahead as soon as you look at a property. So being able to basically automate a lot of this data entry and then having live market comps to support every single assumption that you make. And that's really the key difference with Rockval. It's being able to combine these two different aspects of your underwriting workflow and all of this market data. And that's where we see this as being extremely valuable and for helping you look at more deals, but as well as, basically have all of the comps and due diligence processes done for you, and then being able to expand on that as you go forward. So this view here is this is a quick underwriting view that we have. So basically, rather than going through the motions of having to dive deep into an underwriting, being in the industry, underwriting is underwriting. When it comes to the numbers, in some cases, you can tell pretty quickly if a deal is going to work based on some pretty basic numbers. And then obviously as the deal progresses and you have nuances with the rent roll and things of that nature, you also you have the ability to expand on what you're doing here so that you can really dive deep into a specific rent roll or an operating statement, which I will show you in the next case here. So let's say 2,500. And right now what we're doing is we're saying that there's 200 occupied units, or there's 200 total units, there's 180 occupied units. So we're going to go ahead and renovate 20 of the units at $30,000 a piece. And we're going to bring those rents up to say $3,500. And we're going to have a 6-month renovation. So these are the types of quick assumptions that you can kind of wrap around this deal so that you can go ahead and be that much more effective in essentially underwriting a lot of these different transactions. And I think I'm missing an input here. Keep going forward. Divided 8. All right. So, as we progress again, we're looking to automate a lot of these different processes. And now, we put in a few quick numbers to this deal, and essentially we are able to come through and here, I think I missed one of the assumptions here. And this is where you can kind of keep continuously expand on what was entered previously. So essentially being able to, go into a full, T12 and look at all of your miscellaneous revenue items, your expense items, and then continuously kind of go down and, add your full rent roll. And I'll pull up a rent roll and I'll show you kind of how we do that with our system here. So let's say, and again, having all of the market data available to you while you're underwriting your deal is a key piece of what we're trying to do. The initial platform that we built was really geared, and we do have top tier private equity shops using our platform because we have all that institutional data and a lot of these different workflows. I don't know what's going on with that deal. Let me go back to another one here. Because we have a full underwriting workflow, I think there must be something updating in our environment right here. So let me go to a different tab here just to make sure. And I'm on my local here. I just want to make sure that I know we were going through the motions of updating a few things. So I think that we're in a production release, unfortunately, right now, which is not ideal. So let me make sure that I can go through here. But I guess while we're doing this, does anybody else have any questions?
Any questions? Let me see if there's anything in
Yeah.
the chat.
Hi, Grant. Hi, Daryl. I was actually going to throw a few questions in the chat, but do you mind if I just ask like this? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with with this thing here.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, so a couple questions. No, this is very interesting. How often is the data updated?
Sure. So some of our data sources we're updating once a week. The other ones
Okay.
are once a month.
Okay. And then the data that is coming through, right, that's being uploaded onto Rockval, is that the sources that you're getting the information from? Can you share some of those sources where all this information is coming through?
Absolutely. So we have a list of our data partners on the front here.
Oh, okay.
We have some additional ones I can't announce yet, but they are rolling out shortly. But that one of the major things that we're rolling out is the ability to. So essentially, we're working with a company that has about 25% of the appraisal market, and they have all of the appraisal data that comes through, and they make it available. And we're going to be integrating with all of that data. So not just deals that have closed, but even live appraisals that have been certified by various appraisers in different markets. Also being able to bring in a reference to all the various lenders that are making deals. So giving you the ability to see which lenders and which types of groups are lending on what types of deals. So it's pretty interesting data set that we're going to be bringing in.
Oh, great. And then just one more for you is it sounds like really at a high level, what this is a really good use for is to be able to comb through deals pretty efficiently and very fast. And then if you really see something that you want to dig further into, that's when you really want to then go out and try to get, the rent roll and the T12. And really then you take that information to verify what we're seeing here is accurate, more or less. Is that fair to say? Very high level?
So what I'm showing you here, this is the original system, and I don't want to get too distracted with what's going on. I'm trying to make sure that we can get the other piece live. But basically the original system was built for institutions.
Yep.
And so the underwriting, and you have access to this as well, but the underwriting capabilities goes extremely deep into you can basically anything you could do in Excel, you'd be able to do here.
Yep.
And this is where we're starting to break into various other subsets so that it's instantly being able to communicate, this is my deal on Rockval. I can communicate with the lender and everybody's speaking the exact same language right from the beginning. So that's, when we're talking about underwriting and sensitivity analysis and being able to really, and I don't want to get too distracted here, but the capabilities of the system, and especially as we're going forward with the technology, has anybody done a sensitivity matrix here?
Yeah.
So a sensitivity matrix, for example, this is showing you that if you dispose of the asset at a 4% cap rate, your unlevered, before tax IRR is looking at 15. But as we all know, as cap rates increase, your capitalized value of the asset decreases. So, ranging a sensitivity model between 4 and 6%, you're looking at a pretty substantial change in cap rate. So considering like the Fed environment here, If you're looking at disposing at a 4 and you ended up at a 6, you just got whacked essentially on your returns. So there's a lot of functionality here, and we're talking about, in the future being able to do Monte Carlo simulation and really automated deal automated deal scenarios. And that's really, what we're going to be pushing to next, is basically automating the way that you're looking at properties to find, value add scenarios, to find repositioning scenarios and things of that nature. So there's a lot of moving parts that we have going forward that we're extremely excited to get surfaced out here.
Thanks.
Yep, absolutely.
Are we able to get through to the underwrite?
Yeah, we might have to do it on the legacy because whatever just happened here, we could do it here.
Okay.
Which is perfectly fine. But let me just check to see if this was, because it could have been just a temporal update, and we usually have a flag for that gets passed. But again, we're moving as a platform, we're just moving very, very quickly. Okay, beautiful. Here we go. Yeah, so for whatever reason, yeah.
As a
Okay.
as a property type, does it do mobile home parks also?
We have the data, so you have the data for mobile home parks. But in terms of the underwriting, this is actually becoming a lot more popular for us. So we are actually adding that as well. So not yet. So right now we have, if I go back here, we have our primary underwriting types right now is office, retail, industrial, multi, acquisition, and ground up development. And then we also have, with our next release, you have hotel, you have the ability to build like subdivided communities or condos. You also have student housing, affordable housing. What else? I know I'm missing one. Senior living, and then we'll be adding SFR, so single family rentals and single family portfolio acquisitions, and then mobile home parks as well.
Fantastic.
All right, so going back to the deal that we originally did, I don't know if this was on which environment this was. Sorry, this usually isn't the case, but for whatever reason there's something going on in the background. But we'll do it here. It's fine. So essentially, if we want to go through a full underwriting here, and this is where I believe, was it Ron or? Sorry. We go back to Atlanta, and we drill down, we find a property, or if you have a subject property in mind. I guess the other thing I could show quickly. That's just on my local, so don't worry about that. I was just going to show that you can also search. We also have a lot of demographic data, and I can kind of show you what's coming out. But let's just go through a basic underwriting quickly to go through the motions here of putting a deal together. So let's just say you have a subject property already in mind. You already have a rent roll. You already have a few documents. You want to do a 5-year hold, 6-year analysis, for example. We have some defaults. You can also set up to 30 years you can set up to 30 years in terms of your hold period on the deal. So let me just make sure that this is all working here. Yeah, we're going through the motions here. Let me do my normal environment here. I just want to make sure that everything, because unfortunately we basically rebuilt the entire platform in the last 3 months. So there could be a few different little pieces here that get held up. Okay, so here we go. So we have our deal in mind, and what I'll do here is I'll pull up. So we have. So let's say we have a rent roll. We have can everybody see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
All right, so we have a rent roll here. We have our operating statement here. And basically, we can go through the motions of underwriting this deal. So, you know, in the Atlanta market, you know, looking at, let's say, you know, we're still trading at maybe a 5.5. You know, you can write, you know, various assumptions. Is everybody familiar with what this term is, this present value discount rate?
No.
Okay. So essentially it's a rate of return. So if you know that if your property is going to generate, say, $1 million in NOI over the next 10 years, and you want to, it's basically an annuity calculation. So saying, you know, if you want to buy a property today, and you are going to be receiving, say, $1 million in cash flow plus disposition over a 10-year horizon. Basically, this is where the cash flows from the future value get discounted back in time. So that's where the saying, you know, $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow, because as an investor, say I require 10% of my money, right? So if I'm going to buy something for, say, $110,000 a year from today, how much would I pay today if I expect a 10% return? So I would be willing to pay up to $100,000 because I receive $110,000 next year. Does that part make sense? This isn't necessarily a fully required field, but does that make sense from a logic perspective, to where if you require a 10% return on your money and you were going to be given $110,000 next year, you would be willing to pay $100,000 this year?
Well, Grant, can I word it just a little different?
Sure.
I mean, because the way it was taught to me was the present value discount rate is the rate that I'm looking to achieve for myself or my investor. So if I'm looking to achieve, say, an 8% or 9% on my deal, then that's what I would set my present value discount rate at.
Right. Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. But in terms of like if you were going to buy your asset, especially for like triple net leasing, right? If you know to a T, so say it's a Starbucks and they have a 10-year lease, you pretty much know exactly which cash flows you're getting for the next 10 years. And that's where this really comes into play, where you have, you know, a very specific underwriting case that would guarantee, you know, a given rate of return. So this is also where you can make various assumptions. You don't have to make all these assumptions. If you just wanted to do one of the tiers, essentially this assumption here will apply to all other assumptions if you enter it in here. And we are adding video tutorials and a bunch of other things to help guide you along. But let's say, okay, so let's say this is here. And again, you can see kind of one of the other things that we want to do, and this is where the data really comes in, is we want to show you how various line items are trending over time in this market. So being able to see what's going on live compared to how you're underwriting. And this is really where we see this as a necessity going into the future, where, you know, having data and the numbers combined to validate your assumptions and automate some of these steps is really key for us here. So we do have an integration to auto abstract some of these pieces. I know that we're working through a few of the various releases on that. So I don't want to instantiate that module, but essentially being able to auto parse both of these documents here into our system is a huge time saver as well. So you don't have to manually enter in any of this information. But let's just say your total other income here is, you know, on a monthly basis, let's average this out to say, you know, 10,000 a month here. So let's just say total other income, you know, 10,000, and we're going to say that's an amount per month. And if you did have something that was very specific, you could also say you know that your property taxes or some revenue item was on a given month, just to time out your cash flows. You can also enter this on a very specific level, and this is kind of answered the other question to where could you do your high level versus your granular entry. And this is kind of to show where, you know, basically you can model any line item out like you would be able to in Excel in this module if you wanted to. So we'll click over to the expenses tab here. We'll add one of our expense items. We'll go through. And let's say, you know, we have our operating expenses here, total administrative expenses, and sure. And Daryl, I'm not sure in terms of how you traditionally model out your models. Are you looking at every single line item on the first pass? Are you kind of rounding, you know, your expense margins and then kind of continuously drilling down into each line item over time?
So what I do when I'm underwriting, I do look at each line. However, I'm going to put the total, say like the total expense for on the T12. That number is what I put into my underwrite on my Excel.
Got it.
So right there, let's say, okay, so in the expense column, if we would go down to expense, let's say payroll, they may have payroll at 1,200, but my payroll on my underwrite depends on my property managers. I'm going to put what that is.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. One of the things that we could do, and this kind of just expedites the entry process. So if we look here, we're looking at, you know, between 33 and say 39, or, you know, 42,000 on, let's see what our top line was here. So on about, you know, 86 on average, let's say. So if you do 33 divided by 86, you know, you're looking at about a 38% margin. So that's one of the things that we like to be able to do here. It's, you know, especially for like a first pass, being able to kind of reference all of your expense items. But then also, if we look at these, because we have a fully integrated, you know, TREP access, you have all of these various expense items. So if we go back to here and we wanted to drill down into each little piece, you know, we could bring up all of those insights. And that's where we also want to be, you know, in the next few weeks, to where, you know, for the expenses that are most frequently occurring in this market, we want to automate the entire line item process here to make sure that when you enter something, we can also tell you, you know, how does your percentage or how does your item compare to market? And that's really where you have this kind of this double check standard that you're able to implement, so that when you have any item that's, you know, if somebody sends you a rent roll and you have your items entered in, you can instantly see how that compares to any comp in the market just by selecting one of the comps and then being able to show what the difference is between how your property performs versus how this subject, how all the comps perform. And that's kind of where we're going next. Does that piece make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. So again, we do have, we're in the process of you know, updating a lot of these different features, but we do have, this will be available by the end of today. We're just going through like an update process, but basically you'd be able to just drop your rent roll in here, click open, and then have that piece auto map to your system here. So essentially being able to say, all you have to do is map what the field names are that are provided in your rent roll with what the Rockval field name is. And then you would basically be able to automate the entire process of entering in all of that T12 information and all of that rent roll information, which is just a huge, huge time saver. I wish we weren't in the process of this update right now, but basically that's where you can just save so much time from entering in all that information. And then if you could imagine having all that market data to compare with all of your entered information, that's where we just substantially make you more efficient in that process. So apologize that we're going through some of these updates here, and that's why the system's acting a little funny, but that's just part of the technology journey that we've had to go through. So it's just we'll do like a quick let's say 182 units. We'll say let's keep it simple here. 2 twos, and we're going to say this is 3,000 a month. We're fully occupied. So if you were in the condition where you had unoccupied units and you didn't send them to the renovation schedule here, you would be able to lease up your units over time if you didn't plan on doing a value add strategy. Is everybody familiar with like a value add versus core versus the different types of assets, repositioning strategies? Has anybody had to reposition a property to a different asset class even, or taking a multi deal through a value add construction timeline and being able to get achieve those market rents? Does anybody have a story that they've gone through? Okay. So we'll click dashboard here, and again, I'm hoping everything just works nicely here, which unfortunately looks like there's, for whatever reason, we're going through these motions here, but we'll pull up this last deal that we did that seemed to load properly. This, for whatever reason, it always happens on the GOB calls. Unfortunately. So let's just go here to this other deal that we did previously. All right, so now you have a nice investor dashboard that you can go ahead and share with your client. If you're an investment sales broker, you can go ahead and share this with your investors, things of that nature. You can leave comments, and people can leave you comments. You can share. They don't have to have a Rockval license to get access to this. So if you share, you can share a interactive dashboard with them that really highlights the deal, shows nice market data that they can kind of click through. We do have another iteration of this rolling out. Kind of breaks down the operating, disposition, cash on cash, things of that nature for the deal. You can also export things to Excel. Generate a lot of different reports, and then also generate a nice marketing package that you can go ahead and print off to a PDF. You can choose which reports to include. If you update your own logo, this will take place of this logo here. You can choose which reports to include. You can change the different colors, but we actually have a brand new module coming out for this piece in the near future, which is pretty substantial when it comes to being able to fund your deals and things of that nature. And then are the StackSource guys still on here?
Chris, you here? Nope, he left.
He left.
And I think another StackSource person is here.
Got it. So we actually have, so this is kind of where, we have our pro forma done. You have the market data that you need, and you automatically can produce these reports that show off your property in just a few clicks. And that's really where we want to take this is where it's just that easy to put a deal together. And then as the deal progresses, you have all the additional functionality that you would need to take the deal all the way to the finish line. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Yeah, Grant, I want to ask you a question in reference to the T12 and the rent roll.
Yes, sir.
Do we have capability of uploading the T12 and the rent roll, and the system just can extract that information?
Exactly. So that's the part that's updating right now.
Okay.
So this is where you would go ahead and upload your rent roll and then abstract it out into the Rockval platform. Yeah, it's just, we're going through the motions here of, so actually not to, do we have any software engineers here on the call? All right. So one of the things I want to show you here is, so we took that document and I can kind of show you, and this is really diving really deep into what's going on here. But essentially, if we check this out here, this is where the document that we just uploaded, and this is probably just way too much for what this call is, but
Yeah.
we took this document here and we parsed it out. And now we have all of these parsed records from this PDF. And let me actually see if this is gonna work out. Let me see. So basically all you have to do is go through the motions here of saying, here, let me see what we got here.
While you're doing that, would it be better if we converted the PDF to an Excel and uploaded it?
No, so the idea is that you don't have to.
Gotcha.
The idea
Okay.
is that it's just that plug and play with being able to abstract either a PDF or an Excel file. You could do either or, and that's where, I'm sorry, I'm just going through the motions here. Let's say monthly, should be a monthly rent one. Okay, I think we're still going through the motions here, so please don't hold it against me if this doesn't get mapped through. But the idea is that we can save you from having to enter in all that information that you would previously had to manually enter in from scratch. And then one of the other pieces that I wanted to quickly talk about, and I don't think that this one's going. Let's see what happened here. That rent roll also had like 300 and some units. So it oh wow. So this is what happens essentially, to where you would literally have had to enter in every single line item, and that just did it for you from that PDF. So that's the functionality that, you know, is a big time saver. And as we go through the motions, that's just going to get better and better and better in terms of the, you know, being able to import. But yeah, so to answer your question, being able to import the rent rolls and the T12s, very important to be able to automate that, to save a whole bunch of time
Right.
in the process.
Can you show me right quick where I can import the T12? Because you already showed me the rent roll. Where can I import the T12?
So it's going to be the exact same. And again, like so this is our, you know, little dev environment, but basically it's the exact same thing. You're going to have a little tab here and you do the same, or, you know, we might move it to the setup so you can just drop both in and then just get those two pieces done with. But basically that will be a little button here, just like this was at the top of that item there. But basically, you know, from start to finish, we want to be your entire workflow for underwriting. The other piece that we have going on here, and this is kind of a sneak peek into the next phase of Rockval, is we want to take you all the way through the deal, and being able to do so requires us to, sorry, I just had to fix something really quick. So like the next step of the deal. So you have your deal structured. You need to coordinate with your investors. You need to upload documents. You have to coordinate with other third parties and what have you. So the next piece that we are really focusing on is that entire deal management piece, so that you don't have to necessarily jump to another platform or go to your Google Drive to get all your deal docs put together and things of that nature. So that's where I'm just trying to pull up this next thing. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get this thing to work for me on my other monitor here. But in general,
So Grant,
yeah.
no, I was gonna say real quick, so right now, at the point of where the process is, we will have to manually upload the T12 and the rent rolls right now, if we did it today.
Yeah, so that's the part I just showed where you can upload your rent roll, but basically being able to do so, and that's kind of the next rollout with our next release, basically in the next few days, to be able to have all that functionality built in. But one of the other things that we have rolling out next is the ability to actually manage your deals going forward. So you have your deal structured. Here I had this put together here, but basically being able to go through the motions. I'm trying to figure out why this little piece is giving me a problem here. But basically the next phase in our journey is, so once you have your deal structured, you have it put together, you want to essentially raise capital, coordinate with the bank, coordinate with all these different parties, and that's where our next kind of phase of the platform is going here. So just seeing if I can get this to work for you guys, so you can kind of see what's next, because it's really exciting from our perspective that you would be able to essentially go from start to finish on a deal without ever having to duplicate data entry and things of that nature. And that's really kind of my personal vendetta against against technology, essentially, is how many times having underwritten deals, having to re-enter information has really, that's kind of the reason why this whole technology piece was developed, and why I took a lot of my time from real estate back into technology, was because I saw the ability to automate a lot of the steps in the process rather than having to do so everything from scratch, essentially.
Wow. Does anyone have any questions for Grant in reference to Rockval? No questions? Wow.
No, I guess there's one more thing I can share.
Oh, you want to share? Go ahead and share.
Yeah, it's just one more piece.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Let me stop sharing right quick.
Okay. Am I sharing my screen?
Nope, not yet.
I have another user that I called in with that I don't know if you have to give that user access.
Oh, where is he? Let me see. Let me see if somebody
It's my I just want to show the mobile app where you can.
Yeah, go ahead, because I don't see someone requesting to join.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But I have we also have the mobile app that you can download from the App Store where you can get all this research data available. So
Fantastic.
I'll show
Okay.
that another time.
All right. Well, we're going to have Grant back, and I just want to show everyone, for those that would like to really get in, take advantage of this here. All right. Come over here to the gobnetwork.com, and you'll see this tab that says Premium Membership. Okay. And if you click on the Premium Membership, it brings you down to here, right? You select the plan. Now you could pay $25 per month, or you could just take the discount and pay the $270 for the year. So with Rockval, with joining the premium membership, you get Rockval, of course, but you also get access to all of the resources that is included with the GOB network. You also get access to a lot of the people that teach and mentor, right? Boom, in our group settings. So there's a lot of training that goes on. GOB Network is an educationally based platform, an action-taking platform. We provide the education. We believe in taking action. We are about taking down properties. And if this is something that you like, and if you're ready to get off that couch and stop eating bonbons and reading books, then you need to join the GOB. All right. So we're going to have Grant back here, as the Rockval is fantastic. They're making a lot of changes. They're upgrading it, constantly upgrading it, bringing in new things, as Grant has stated. So I'm going to say to you, come on over. If you like what you saw, come over and stay abreast of what's going on with Grant and within the GOB. Do anyone have any questions for Grant? Well, Grant, I'm gonna say, oh, someone did ask if you had other training videos. Did Rockval offer any kind of training videos?
We do. So we have a YouTube channel, and then we're adding videos into each piece of the workflow. So you're basically instructed the entire way through. That's
Okay.
a big thing. That's a really big thing for us, is trying to get it to the experience. Because I don't know how many people here have gone through a software training lesson, but that's also part of the reason why this was developed. It was because one of the original platforms that we had to use, it was a 3-day training that was just brutal. And I was like, why can't you make it so that people never need training to go through? And that's we do offer training, but one of the biggest things that we're working towards is making it so that you would never have to be trained on the platform, to make it that easy. And the way that we think about it, it's like, you know, however many people here have used Uber, nobody ever taught you how to use Uber, right? It was that easy. So that's kind of the way that we want to continuously drive the platform.
Fantastic.
Hey, Daryl,
Yeah.
when do we have the ability, like Reggie asked, to upload the T12s and the rent rolls out? Because that's the issue. You got to take the time to type all that in. Now, is it when we have the ability to upload it, would it automatically populate into the software itself?
So from the presentation briefly I was showing you, where the rent roll piece was we took a live rent roll and brought it in. We're making that, again, going back to that simplicity, we have to make it a little bit more simple before we feel confident. So I'm actually working on that personally today. So going through, hopefully by the end of the week. And then, people are willing to, if that's a major pain point for a lot of people, we're, happy to collect feedback to saying, how easy, or how we can make that better for you going forward. So aiming towards the end of the week to get all of that auto import wrapped up from the rent roll piece.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
So with
All
when
right.
it comes to the videos, I like what you did right here, Grant, with the full underwriting. Daryl, is you gonna share this with Grant, or is you gonna share this with the what's the caller for the full underwriting he just did? Because I don't know if he got a video on his full underwriting. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
Got it.
if anyone would like a copy of today's recording, please subscribe to my YouTube page. I put the link. I've already put the link in the chat. I will upload this to YouTube, to my channel. That way you'll have access to this recording and many more. And so please go over to the YouTube channel and link it and subscribe. You'll be informed as soon as I upload it. It'll be there. Someone said, can you, oh, sorry about that, not someone. Can you explain or show a comparison chart that shows the difference between the membership through, so yeah, if you go directly into Rockval, it'll be a little less, right? If you come over to GOB, yep, you're gonna pay a little more, but
So
you also, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, Daryl. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but so you pay less with the GOB. You get the auto import of the rent roll included with the GOB as part of the 25, but within our system, you don't get the auto import included. That's an add-on.
Oh, I'm staying corrected. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Sorry.
So there you go.
And then one of the other things as a major benefit that we've seen from the GOB is if you join the GOB, there's a Rockval Slack channel, and that has a lot of updates and tips and things of that nature on how to use the platform.
Fantastic. Grant, I'm glad you said, Darryl, hold on, because I was about to say something, wasn't I? But the Slack channel, and I will show you what Grant is talking about right quick. So as Grant mentioned about Rockval Slack channel, that's right here, where you can talk to Grant, and as you can see, I'm up here talking. But so we do have the Rockval Slack channel. So like I said, you get a lot of access by coming over to the GOB network, and I would definitely say, please come on over to the GOB. All right. Now I showed everyone, when you join the GOB, please do not put your email as a self-sponsor. Okay, because that's going to slow up the process. For today, put in my email address where it says sponsored by. Okay, make sure you put your name, phone number, like it says, sponsored by. Okay, sponsored by. So take a snapshot of this, and I did put my email address in the chat. I'll put it in there again. Okay, any other questions? Okay, Grant, I would like to thank you for the presentation, but I want to have you back. I want you to come back. Let me know, Darryl, we could do this now. You know, everything is up, everything is running. We've made some updates and this, that, and the other. I want to have you back so we could run through it again. And this time, everyone could see everything. Okay.
For sure. And we just hired four new developers. So we're good. We're moving pretty quickly. So very exciting stuff on our end.
Sounds good. Fantastic. Grant, I want to thank you all. Thank you very much for coming and for putting on and for displaying Rockval. letting us see what's coming up. Grant, I don't know if you're aware, but in April, the GOB, we're coming to Phoenix, Arizona. We're doing a 3-day session, a summit, where we're going Monday. That Monday is underwriting and getting everything in order. Tuesday, we're going to be touring properties. And Wednesday, we're submitting LOIs.
Nice.
We're submitting LOIs. The whole purpose of this summit is to get properties under contract. That's the purpose. We're doing the work. Okay. So I'm putting it out there. We're putting everything together, but in April, Grant, we're gonna be doing this. So I would love to have the Rockval up, running, ready, and we could get this baby done. And maybe you can even come out and help her and be there. You know, that'd be fantastic.
Let's
All
go. Let's go. I've never been to Phoenix, so I'd love to.
All
I'd love
right.
to go. I'm based out of West Palm Beach, Florida. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I got to come down there. Oh, you stay safe. 'Cause I know that hurricane's coming your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the latest is with that, but yeah, hopefully it turns up or turns
Yeah.
around.
So, all right. So everyone, listen, you know how we do, right? I know we have a little short window of opportunity to talk with each other, but you know me, I always stick around because at 12:30, when we come back, I always stick around for another 30 minutes. And you know why? Because I want you to get to know me. I want to get to know you because I want you to invest with me and I want to invest with you. Okay. And this is where we get a chance to invest with each other, talk to each other, network. Remember, the platform is about education, network, and support. And that's what we offer here at the GOB Network of Apartment Investors. Okay. So we are going to go into a little breakout room just for a few minutes, about 5-10 minutes, but just get to talk to each other. All right. And then come back and stick around if you can for just another 30 minutes. And this is where we're going to have a little bit of fun. Grant, thank you very much. And I will be in contact with you. Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
All right. For those who, if you happen to be in a room by yourself, hang tight, stay there. I'm going to move you out into another room. So don't come back. Just be patient because I can see all the rooms. All right. Let's do this. Oops. I'm gonna try to make it as small as possible. Oh, we can only do that. Gotcha. Oh, really?
This meeting is being recorded.
Good morning. How are you?
All right. So I just want to say, I was talking with Sharon in reference to the GOB, right? For those of you who may not be familiar with the GOB is an educational platform. It's education, network, and support. Okay, so when you come to the GOB, that's what you're going to get. So what does that mean? I'm going to throw one other word in before we drop the mic and shut the mic down and we just go free flow. There's one other thing about the GOB. The GOB is an action-taking organization. What do I mean by action-taking organization? That means if you're ready to get into a deal, then you come to the GOB, because we're not about just telling you to, okay, so like go read this book here, or you got to do this right here, and you go sit on the couch, or and all of this, right? Nah, it's not about that. So you come here, right? You come here to Commercial Multifamily Mastermind. We're going to bring an opportunity here. Now it's going to be up to you to get off the couch. It's up to you, but we're going to bring it. We're bringing it on. You want to get involved? All you got to say, I want to get involved. We got the ladies organization that's well established. If you don't have 25, if you don't have 50,000 to invest, then the ladies, this is for the ladies, jump over to the ladies organization, right? Invest as little as $5,000. Now, what comes with that? Right? I'm not going to talk for the ladies, although it appears that I am, right? But I could say this with confidence. The ladies helped Dayton property, right? Dayton, Texas. We're closing on that property. The ladies brought in big cash. So I thank the ladies of the GOB. And so, Jacqueline, you want to say something about the ladies of the GOB?
What you want me to say, Daryl? Because you know I could go all day. You gave me the mic. What you want me to say?
But okay, so this is what I'm going to say. Hold tight then. Hold tight. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Say something. Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep it down to 2 minutes. I could say that there's a lot of education being offered in ladies of the GOB network. I could say that between Alicia, Lacey, and Sonia taking it over and communicating with a lot of individuals who have invested in commercial real estate in the past, specific asset types, and them bringing education and information to the table is invaluable, because everybody has to start somewhere. You can't just hop up and just start doing it. So them creating an educational platform for us to start is amazing. In addition to that, being connected with women, being able to have conversations that women do, and still being able to engage and make progress is priceless. And then all the other women in the group too, it's amazing being connected to other women who are like-minded, other women that want to support their community, support their families, who want a better future for themselves, and all of us are moving in the right direction. It is definitely a powerful network of women who are bringing money to the table. And I could say that the least we could do as being a part of this group is add value, be connected, support one another, and get the word out. And GOB Inc. is doing a great job of that and helping Daryl and the rest of the GOB group with their costs.
All right. Thank you, Jacqueline. So I just want, for the ladies, if you're not part of the GOB Inc., I would say get in contact with Jacqueline, Alicia, Sonia, and Lacey, and one of them will definitely help you. Now, in order to be a member of the GOB Inc., you must be a GOB member, right? And to be a GOB member is totally free. Just go to the GOB network and sign up. And guess who's going to approve you? Me. That's right. So I want to thank everyone for coming. Listen, if you can stick around, stick around. We're going to do 30 minutes. And this way you can get to know me, I get to know you, we could talk. But I want to thank you all for coming. Next week, we're back on track. I will be bringing, we will be discussing the deal in Texas this coming Saturday at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to, I'll begin with Kenza and several other members, because we're going to take, I don't care what we're taking down, we're going to submit an LOI on the 128 property. We want a property under contract before the end of this year. Just get it under contract. That's what we're doing. So if you're ready to take action, I expect to see you on, I expect an email from you. Say, hey, Dow, I want to get in. I want part of that. All right. All right. Thank you all very much for coming. Stick around for another 30 minutes. But right now, we're going to stop the recording and have a good time.